All right, Stephanie. This mall parking lot has significantly less annoying music than the last one we were in.
This parking lot goes on forever.
In Y2K.
Okay, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Remember that? Just the horror.
Oh my gosh.
Just had the worst music that has ever happened. And then
make me remember?
And then we get inside the mall and it still has that music and you just have to live with that.
It never stops, and you have to find those kids, and it takes you so long, and you're in there for like an unbearably long amount of time.
It's so deeply annoying.
Considering how bad the music is.
Yeah.
And then you have that one good song by Toby Fox, and that's it.
I looked for my full combo meal to Carl's small, tiny container of tater tots. Taty tots. Taty tots.
Just don't put them in your pocket like a Napoleon Dynamite. That always makes me upset.
You're not hungry? Carl just shrugs and grins at me.
You just don't know the ways of the fatty.
Huh?
We're judged all the time, especially when we're eating.
He delicately bites a tater top in half before adopting a sarcastic tone.
Ew, gross. Of course he's eating.
That thing that everyone always does. That seems kind of unfair.
See? Raven thinks so too.
The husky is in the middle of a huge bite of his Subway sandwich, his eyes on Carl. He swallows before speaking. I can see you're self-depreciating as ever.
You know me.
So, Chase, are you still dating that wolf, Leon?
Leo? Oh, shoot.
Leo. And no.
He just turned his head, so I got confused.
The trick. When anyone moves. I ignore the sidelong glance I get from Carl. Ah, sorry about that. You two are really cute together.
But you know who'd be cuter together? You and me. That's why I'm asking. Wink, wink.
It's hard to know what to say when people comment on your relationship. If someone isn't homophobic, gay relationships are usually cute or adorable. Or maybe it was just the size difference. But seriously, I've always wanted to date an otter.
See what I don't know. I just don't know why you. Okay, I don't know. I don't ask about people's relationships. Unless, like I said, I think it's weird to ask people about their relationships, especially if you don't know if they're together anymore. Unless you have like a weird reason for doing so, like if you have a crush on them or something.
But there's just this mountain of baggage for them being gay in this town. But then he does this, and I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah, no,
what are you saying right now?
I'm getting very mixed signals now because him calling them cute is supposed to make me think that he's not gay, but I don't know. I use cute very often. I don't mean it bad to anyone. I think a lot of straight people are cute.
The otter comment makes the whole thing feel weirdly fetishized.
Yeah, like, no, I don't like.
I've always wanted to be the wolf in a relationship with an otter.
You can't phrase this any way that's good. It's like, wow, I've always wanted to date like any kind of qualifying class of individual. Like, you cannot get away with this no matter what you put there. Unless maybe you put, like, I always wanted to date a nice person.
No, it's like, I've always wanted to date a Japanese woman. You say to a Japanese woman. You're like, oh, really? Yeah, they're adorable. Swimming clowns. He keeps going back to that.
People freaking think huskies are adorable too, so shut the hell up, Raven.
Do tell. Raven picks up on my sarcastic tone right away, but doesn't seem to faze him. And now he's smiling.
Oh no.
Well, yeah. You know what they say about otters and blowjobs.
Oh. What, they can do blowjobs in the water? Because I think a lot of animals probably could, just saying.
What, is it because they can hold their breath?
Yeah.
Carl almost chokes on his last tater tot. Good thing he ate them one half at a time.
Oh, goodness. The hell, Raven? You barely know him and you're saying that shit.
Carl's laughing, though. I'm sure to keep my face passive. Oh? Well, what do they say about otters and blowjobs? Raven laughs. You know, they never have to come up for air. 10 minutes non-stop. Alright, well, I called it, I guess.
Like I said, this is a whole world with like furry possibilities. I'm just saying there's a lot of animals that can do a lot of weird stuff. Like, you have a lot of options other than otters, just saying.
Raven giggles, then makes a visible effort to keep a straight face. Sorry, I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. It's just one of those jokes I always hear.
I don't know how that was supposed to not make us uncomfortable. Freaking Raven.
People don't think stuff through.
Really obviously not.
You can imagine I do too, and it's 8 minutes, by the way.
As if you could last that long, loser.
Psh, I'd take that too.
Yeah.
Carl,
you probably only need 2 minutes, bro.
Carl crumples up a straw wrapper and flicks it off Raven's bluish-looking nose, to which he simply smiles. Carl stands up.
Hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Raven, don't be a dick.
I'm not. We both watch Carl amble off before Raven turns back to me, that dopey smile back on his face. So how long are you going to be here, Chase? We need to catch up.
Do you have 8 minutes?
Think Carl takes 8-minute shits? I wonder what catching up means when our biggest interaction up to this point was dissecting a shark in high school biology.
Freaking shark?
That's extreme. I'm pretty sure I didn't even dissect a frog or anything. Maybe a worm.
We did a cow eye and I did rats, but it was because I was in like, it was only because I was in like a really advanced biology class. The rest of my school didn't get to do anything. So that was like a huge like luxury.
You got to debaser. Unshan Andalou.
Well, it wasn't a dog.
I thought that was a cow eye.
No, in Xian Andalou, which is just named, it's just named Andalusian dog or whatever. They don't cut. Oh, I think it is a cow eye they use, but they're supposed to be a person's eye.
Yeah, it's a person's eye, but she didn't have an eye, and so they put a cow eye in her eye and cut it open.
That's so awesome.
So uncomfortable.
Super great.
The fact that it's like too old to have CG or anything or any kind of real trickery like that, so she just had to have a missing eye and just was okay with them putting a different eye inside.
I wonder if they had to trim it down because the cow eye is so much bigger than a normal person's eye.
There's a lot of gross things to think about there, and also just the worry of like how careful are they being with that knife that they don't get anything around the eye or forget which eye they're supposed to cut, or 100 other things to be concerned about. I'm like, I do not want to volunteer to be in that situation.
Hey man, if someone like Salvador Dali walks up to you and is like, I think he's so like outlandish, he could definitely convince a person that what they're doing is great art, because everything he says sounds like some prophetic dream.
I hate it.
You will be, and honestly, she's very, like, we all remember her now. She's a very famous person.
Sunday. Chase starts up.
Chase starts up again.
School starts up again on Monday. Despite having a head start on the project thanks to Carl's mom, I still get a nervous twinge in my stomach.
Dude, I don't miss that.
I still have a lot left to do. Voiceovers, B-roll, and oh god, editing. We should hang out.
I don't got time for you, idiot.
His adorable excitement. Ha, now he's adorable. Fuck you, I'm taking revenge in my mind. Is barely contained, and I'm pretty sure I can hear the thumping of his tail against the curb we're sitting on. Just really thinking about that blowjob.
He should do that thing where he pretends to throw a ball, and then it's like, go get it, and see if he likes that kind of stereotype.
This character that has a dedicated sprite and everything is just out of the story because you pretend to throw a tennis ball once.
And then you never see him again. He goes missing. It
ruins his life.
On milk cartons, like, no one knows where he went.
Despite my earlier offense at his stereotyping of otters, I'm reminded at how much worse dogs get it. They're not common in Echo, or this side of the world for that matter.
What the fuck happened?
While otters are thought of as entertainers, I feel like it's better than dealing with being seen as a simpleton. So the main reason I'm here is to do a news segment on Echo for class. Oh, is it going to be on TV? I laugh. No, I mean, maybe I could get into a rotation on the college TV station, but otherwise no. Well, that's still pretty cool. But my point is that it's kind of boring. What? Is it just a bunch of writing, or mostly going through old stuff? Carl's family saved a bunch of artifacts from the old days. Whoa, so you're like actually touching the old stuff? Yeah, that's kind of a weird way to put it. But yeah. That sounds awesome. His outgoing nature is kind of infectious. I smile. Well, if you're really interested, and I wouldn't mind having some help. That's great. I have the next 2 days off. Get used to this character, apparently.
He turns around, he calls Spencer's, and he's like, I need the next 2 days off, please.
help. I might have a friend for 2 days. Cool. We'll ask Carl when he gets back. You can be the one that we find find dead in the basement on the tarp.
Maybe.
That music cut out when I said that.
It did.
It takes a while for the ram to return, but when he does, he seems a bit reluctant to agree to the idea, which kind of surprises me. But eventually, we convince him, and he makes plans for Raven to come over the next day. As we're heading back to the car, I nudge Carl, forcing him into a slight stumble. What's up?
What do you mean?
I try to keep my tone light. You seem a bit down. Actually, you have all day. Carl shrugs. I nudge him again and he giggles. Tee.
I don't know. It's just awkward coming out here and having you two just examine me like that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude. It just feels kind of weird, is all.
I stay silent for a moment, wondering if I'd made the right decision in doing all this. Well, I'm just trying to help you out, you know?
I know, bro. It's cool.
By examine, does he just mean, like, the clothing thing?
That is, like, I do want to know, like, what did we buy Carl? Like, what is he gonna wear to his interview?
We gotta dress you up so you get a job.
We just went to Spencer's. There's nothing at Spencer's to wear to an interview.
Seriously, I've been thinking.
Oh, no.
Your main problem is worrying about going out in public, like a social anxiety. Yeah, that's what you call it.
Whoa. Now you're sounding like Jenna.
No, not from what I've heard of how Jenna speaks, apparently. We get into my car, and he smiles at me over the roof while I unlock the doors. I feel like if we can break through that, it'll help you out a bunch. I break eye contact as we both slide into our respective seats. And I think this job will be a huge part of that, so I really want you to get it. As I lean to the side to pull out my seatbelt, I feel something soft and warm pressed to my cheek. Aww. It only lasts for a second, and then it's gone. I look over at Carl, but he's looking out the window. Did you just kiss me?
Yeah, bro.
What if it was no?
Then it's like, what the fuck was that?
It was the grudge lady.
Oh, no.
It begins. What if that was how it started? Are you high?
No. I mean, maybe.
He giggles. So yes. Slowly, I pull out of the parking space. If he hadn't made a move on me last night, I might have been a little more shocked.
My feelings would kind of be hurt if I kissed somebody and they're like, are you high? And I'm like, even if I was, I'd be like, but I meant it.
It was just a strong, like, in the initiations, like, sudden. It's like, what's up, buddy? What's going on?
He felt it in his heart.
Where the hell did you get high, anyway? He went to the bathroom. It's not that deep. Oh.
Alley behind the mall.
Charming.
Yeah, he can't vape yet, because it's not a thing. So he can't just, like, do it in the bathroom stall.
You can if you don't care.
Well, I mean, you can, and the fire alarm goes off, and they vacate the whole mall, and it's all your fault. Yeah, pretty sure I just got a few needles stuck in my hooves.
Bone-boring needles.
Oh no.
We drive in silence for a while. Carl looking out the desert scenery while I squint out the windshield, trying to see through the hazy orange sunset.
I did mean that, by the way.
What?
Just thanks.
Sure. I don't know what else to say, so I leave it at that, and we drive along in pleasant silence. Carl still seems a little sad, and I can't pinpoint why. I'm hoping that it's just a phase. That by the time this interview is over, he'll be able to get past his anxiety and finally be done feeling like a failure at everything.
Hey, I'll tell you something, buddy.
That doesn't
that
go
never
anywhere.
goes away.
Yeah. I was going to say, failure's not the anxiety I think we're trying to push past. When he said, we talked about getting him the job, I figured the idea was that him having to interact would lead to some pushing past his anxiety, because he never goes out. It's like, well, now you gotta work a job every day.
Well, it's like I said last time, I could be like an astronaut and I could be the president of the whole world, and I would still feel like a fuck up. It's just like it's a part of your anatomy. It's almost not even like related to what you actually do or do not do. But
The sad bone's connected to the failed bone.
All the bones are failed bones.
Yes. I wake up to the feeling of a familiar, numbing heaviness in my body. I try to move, tugging what feels like a massive weight on my arms and legs, but all I can manage is to wiggle my fingers. It feels like someone's pressing down on my chest, trying to suffocate me. And something's in the room with me. I can't help myself. I open my eyes. A blood-red glow fills Carl's room, as if from a night light covered in blood. A normal thing. The sight would have made me whimper if I was able to make out any kind of sound. My eyes flick around the room. It looks strangely empty. A lot more empty than I remember it, as if Carl is in the middle of a move and he'd packed up all his toys and decorations. In fact, the only thing I recognize in this room is his bed. The blanket's tossed back and empty. I'm alone.
Oh no.
Wow. I hear a chuckle right next to my ear, and it's straight out of a horror movie. Whatever it is, it's right out of my line of sight, and I can't turn my head to see what it is. My heartbeat picks up, and I decide to close my eyes, knowing that nothing good will come out of opening them. It breathes heavily in my ear for a while, then stops. The weight lifts off my body, and I feel its presence leave. I sit up, open my eyes again, and sigh with relief. But then I realize the room is still empty, and so is Carl's bed.
Die.
Something yanks me out of the bed, and suddenly I'm being pulled by both feet down the hallway. Down the stairs. Down the basement. Towards the crawl space. Into darkness. Furry legs crawl all over my body, and pinpricks pierce every inch of my flesh. It's the spiders! Every day we talk about playing this game, I'm like, I touch Stephanie, I'm like, let's go get the spider ending.
I would love the spider ending.
I've just been anticipating spiders ever since the first come up. We're gonna get the spider ending. I'd give anything to be able to scream right now. I gasp and jolt out of my paralysis. I wait a good 10 seconds before I'm convinced that I'm really out of it. Carl's snoring loudly in his bed, one arm dangling over the side while his belly rises and falls. That's fuckery when you start waking up multiple times, like in a sequence, like you're in a sleep onion. I sit up.
That's a good. I like that one, Keith.
I sit up and rub my face, wondering how the hell I'm gonna get back to sleep after that. And then I do. No, I've done the whole thing where you do your morning routine and then you wake back up and it's like, fuck you, do it again. I've done it twice. I've woken up into a dream of me doing my routine again, and then woken up again, and then finally it's real, and then I finally do my routine. It's like, fuck, man.
I'll go to work in my dream, and then
this is my third bowl of cereal
and go to work
today.
For reals, and that sucks.
I still have dreams that I fucked up something in college or something.
You stand up and you're only in your underwear.
I forgot to take my entire class, and today is the final.
Yeah.
And my car broke down.
And then your teeth fall out. It's classic.
And my books are mad at me. Hey everybody, it's Friday. Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, we have till Sunday.
Yeah. Well, Sunday's when we're leaving. I figure, spacing wise, I'm thinking like we need like an epilogue, right? Like, like if we get through whatever the horror is, then we need a day of like, shit, man.
Wow, things got fucked up.
So as the week comes to an end, I'm like, is it time? And then the fact that we brought in what feels like a red shirt type character to come hang out in the crawl space with us, I'm like,
that is kind of alarming when you put it that way.
What's up, game? Is anything about to happen now that we have a new character and we're in this creepy place? But anyway, it's Friday. And I'm in love.
I was gonna make the Rebecca Black joke, but I decided against it. Yours is better. I like your song much more.
My hand is a dolphin. That's so old. So, oh my god, Rebecca Black. Whoa.
Yeah, dude.
Wasn't that 2012? That's 10 years ago.
Was it?
Oh my, I think that was the same year as Gangnam Style.
Man, the amount of people that aren't even going to know what that is now. Like,
yeah.
I like how the lyrics are like, I'm going to sit in the back seat, I'm going to sit in the front seat, I'm going to eat some cereal. Like, it's like all the lyrics just say a bunch of random stuff.
Because you know where that's from, right? Like how that video was made.
There was like some guy was like trying to make a bunch of pop stars or something. Some weird guy was like,
not pop stars, but it was like a for hire. Hey, rich parents, we'll make a music video for your kid, and so
make them a star.
That YouTube channel was just a bunch of random teenage girls and did really shitty music videos, and that particular one went viral or whatever. But like they just kept. They're just doing that all the time, and they're all badly written, and they all have
but that one's kind of special.
They'll have all of a surprise rap interlude with a dude that just shows up and so on. Like that's just what those were. It's just that one became like infamous, but they're all trash, and they're all like, we're gonna make our kid feel special for her birthday, and they accidentally made her kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say like way to pay like
viral
$10,000 for like your daughter to be made fun of for the next like 2 years. Like, nice job.
Yeah, and it's kind of like fuck you. The kid, she didn't write it. She didn't write the song.
My cereal.
Leave her alone.
Should I sit in the back seat or should I sit in the front seat? It's Friday. Like
party and yeah,
party and party.
Fun.
Sorry, everyone.
Anyway,
I feel so bad for you all.
This guy looks like he was in the Friday music video.
He looks like
with his emo hair on a husky as a trip. Like it does look like he does vaguely have a pattern that real huskies can have, but it looks like he combed it forward or something.
I gotta tell you, man, I hate this guy's hair. I hate it so much. I hate looking at his dumb fucking hair.
It's tripping me out a little bit. I don't know what to make of it entirely.
Huskies are fine on their own. Don't do this to them. Looks like he's got a toupee on. Where's his part? Where is it?
It's amplified further by the fact that none of the characters we've seen so far have hair.
Yeah, they just have fur that like is like, you know, it has like a personality.
They all just look like the animal, basically. They don't have hair, like human hair. And like so this is like and they are passing it off as like this is like the way his hair actually is just like patterned or whatever, because like yeah, like huskies are this mix of like black and white. A lot of them have like the black like eye sockets that make them look angry all the time, but some of them just have like some of them are all white and some of them just have like a white mask and like their face is just white or something. So it happens, but he definitely looks like he combed it all forward. It's really
looks like he's wearing a wig.
It's really surreal looking.
I don't like it. I feel like if it was symmetrical, I could believe it was just a pattern and I could be okay with it.
Yeah, it's like long on top and he combed it forward or something or styled it.
They're just really trying to drive home the emo
maybe
boy.
Maybe he's French.
No excuses.
Oh, coming for the French. Hey, is this useful? I look over at Raven and he holds up what looks like a porcelain canine doll of some kind. Maybe? Again, just set aside the stuff you think might be interesting enough for me to take pictures of.
He's supposed to decide all the stuff he likes.
Okay. He puts it to the side and starts digging through the tub rather carelessly again. I sigh and turn back to the binder. I really wish Carl had agreed to come down. Again, he declined to help me even after Raven arrived. But now I guess I have my answer as to why. More stuff is missing from the tubs, and I know it can't be anyone except Carl. The containers were turned the opposite way when I got down the crawl space early this morning. On top of that, there were 2 more loose wrappers in the tub, along with... I trace a paw up the torn edges of a missing page in the John Begay section. The question, of course, is why he would be doing this. There's absolutely no reason for it. And the bizarreness of the situation makes it pretty impossible for me to confront him on it. It's his house, after all. Though if he didn't want me to go through it, why would he have shown it to me in the first place? You think Carl's getting possessed?
Oh, that's a good theory, because he did end up down here.
Yeah, he just accepts the idea that he sleepwalks, but somebody is motivated to delete evidence of something, and I'm like, well, maybe it's the guy. Maybe it's just the guy the book's about.
Well,
or someone is just like, I'm gonna tear out the page about the land deed so that they can't get it. Or whatever.
Like some Scooby-Doo villain. But
Old man Jenkins.
It was me.
You were the spider?
It was Carl all along. But and then we had that dream where somebody was next to us cackling. So and you guess who we sleep next to.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like you might be on the right track with that.
And he isn't even trying to cover his tracks. In fact, I practically caught him in the act just a few nights ago. He must know now that I'd be able to put that together pretty quick. I closed the binder, deciding that this will be the last time I'm going through this stuff. If Carl doesn't want me digging up info on his family's history, then I'm not going to pry any further. I don't think Carl gives a fuck is a thing. I think somebody else gives a fuck. Because, yeah, like, Carl would
Carl
make
doesn't
any
fucking
attempt.
care. Why would Carl care?
But also, like, you just human reasoning. Like, he would, like, try to not be obvious about everything he's doing, and so on. Hey, look at this. Let's not question why I'm weirdly off-center. Raven holds up a wooden train. Bet this was probably the shit back in the day. I sigh. Probably.
Oh my gosh, my heart jumps when that happens.
Because just any audio. Just any audio happening.
Oh, it's too relatable. Of a
Poor
sound.
Raven, he's annoying.
He is, and we're treating him as such, like it seems appropriate.
Yeah, it's like he's not doing anything that wrong. He's just kind of annoying. And so we're like, all right,
We
Raven.
all know one of those. Every person.
My phone buzzes. I take it out. My notification's telling me I have a text from Leo. Sorry, talking to a hotter canine. BRB. Meet me at diner for lunch. I was going to say, dinner for lunch? Whoa, is that a steak? Just you. No Carl's allowed.
That's so ominous. I don't like how he just wrote just you.
Yeah, it's well, we know that Leo texts like
I know he
horribly.
does. I know, but it like still stresses me out. It's like K,
He's
and it's like, what does it mean?
He's the one word answer, but he just means he doesn't want Carl there or anyone. He wants he wants to see us because we've just ghosted him for like 4 days.
Honestly,
we saw him for 5 minutes.
That's been stressing me out during this playthrough. Is me just like I
just
feel
knowing that Leo
guilt.
really wants to see us,
I feel
and we're
guilt
not seeing him
vicariously
specifically.
for ditching the whole group. Like
Yes.
I feel like shit.
We're not even really coming back, and I'm like, oh jeez, like to be fair, out of the visiting group, there are 2 other visitors, and they are with the other 2 people that are locals. So like, they're presumably doing something, but Leo specifically very much wants to talk to Chase. Like there was a confession / like confrontation scene and everything, and then we're like, so anyway, bye. Fucking, it's all Flint's fault though. For a moment I feel a pang of guilt. He told me how excited he was to hang out with me this week, yet I've spent almost all of my time here with Carl. Though from what I've gathered in text, Leo's spending most of his time with TJ and Jenna since the Lynx is apparently still feeling down. At least he had that to keep him occupied. He gets to hang out with the sad people. Look at them go. My excuse that Carl has all the info I need for my project made my decision to spend most of my time here a little less weird. Yeah, what are your excuses going to be in all the other routes, Chase?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Does he keep doing this? Does he keep like ghosting most of the crew in each timeline? Yeah, that means that in 2 of these routes, he might mostly just hang out with somebody that isn't even from Echo anymore. Like 2 people from outside of Echo visit Echo to hang out with each other.
Yeah, when they could just do that at home, like.
Yeah, Jenna would be the funniest one because it's like, you guys are living in the same college. Yeah, we came all the way to Echo to ghost everyone that wanted to see us.
Talk shit on our hometown and go, ha ha ha, look at everybody else.
What time? And what do you mean by just me?
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's very obvious.
What, Chase? Hey, Rave? I'm calling you Rave now. Hey, Rave. I'm gonna go out and meet with some friends for about 8 minutes. Could you keep... could you keep Carl company? Okay, sure.
He will not hang out with you.
Raven seems pretty busy pushing the train across the ground while attaching more cars. How old are you? And make sure you keep that together. I want to get a picture of it later. Now, Need to talk in privato. Don't know if the Spanish word for private or if typo.
I think it is. Is E and O next to each other on the keyboard?
No.
Then I don't.
The O is on the far right.
I don't have an excuse for him. Then.
Yeah. Is privato? What time did he say earlier? Why did it become now?
He says just at diner for lunch. He didn't put a time.
Oh, I read that as 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Okay. I sigh and put my phone away, patting my pocket for my keys, and I head up the crawl space steps.
I just imagine, like, what if, like, Carl's...
New background. We've gone anywhere else.
Beautiful. I like this one the best.
This is properly themed.
This is really nice.
This calls back to the origins of the diner, which is that they were actually train cars.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so a lot of the actual diners throughout the country were actually just like, even if they weren't on train anymore, like they would take it as a single compartment, like portables that they have, like those portables they have at high schools and stuff. Mm-hmm. There would be just a train car diner, and that would be the building, and they would just leave it there as a building, and that would be the place. This one's just straight up actually train car shaped. That's cool. This isn't a Mel's.
Does that chain exist everywhere or just here? Because Mel's is a reference to American Graffiti.
It's a reference to American Graffiti?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen American Graffiti. Still,
like, I'm pretty positive that I'm pretty positive that every Mel's is a riff off of the diner that's in American Graffiti specifically. So when you go, it's themed out American Graffiti. Like, there's pictures from the movie.
No.
In the Mel's diner.
Well, they're all right. It's all right food. It's better than a Denny's.
Yes.
Which is quite the standard.
Moons over my hammy.
It's sort of name of a thing. What threw me off for a while is that every single Mel's is called the original Mel's, and so I keep thinking, for a moment, I'm like, oh, it started here? And then I'm always, it's definitely not true.
I just felt obligated to mention that, because I don't think that chain exists on the East Coast, because it's like California is where they made American Graffiti, so it's like, famous here in particular.
It's a diner.
It's a diner. It looks very fun and retro.
White
you
inside.
can get milkshakes and they play retro music.
Malts.
And you can put music on the jukebox, which I think is fun. It's like my favorite part.
Oh yeah, and the menu is inside the table. At least the ones I've been to.
Not all of them. It's like in the table?
Yeah.
Like under the glass?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they probably just don't want like you touching it with your grubby hands.
But I like that. That's a fun trick. That's like a fun idea. Is that you could just read the entire menu from under the glass of the table, and there's no like handing out menus at all.
That is pretty cool.
That's neat. It's the only place that I've seen do that, and I've seen at least 3 of them do that, I think. Leo waves at me, and I walk into the diner. I'm surprised to see that the diner's completely empty. There's almost always someone in here. Something else is amiss too, and I don't notice it until I've sat down across from the wolf. It's eerily quiet. The usual rockabilly tracks aren't playing from the jukebox. Hey man, what's up?
Uh-oh, I don't like it.
What's up?
Confrontation.
About to throat punch you is what's up. The atmosphere is unreasonably awkward, and I blame most of that on the strange state of the diner. No, it's probably the last 3 days, Chase. Dude, yeah. Bud, bruh. So apparently we have to go up to the counter to order. Janice isn't here. Oh? Why is that?
Oh, Janice was the one we talked about earlier.
Leo shrugs as he sips on a milkshake.
Do you remember they said they saw Janice on the side of the road?
Peeing,
yeah.
Yeah,
she was tweaking out.
Yeah, the people in this town are up to something. Just in general. Every person we've seen in this town is having a moment. Also, remember the guy that fucking They Live pointed at us and then started walking towards the house, and then we just never saw it again?
Well, we have not mentioned that a single time since.
That was our Janice style meeting with a local minutes after we were told that story. Like, I'm just like, are we just missing like shit going down right outside Carl's house because we just have been inside this entire fucking trip?
I mean, to be completely fair, like, although this could definitely be something particularly spooky. I just think the implication is that a lot of these people are on meth.
It could be.
Because I swear I saw something almost exactly similar driving home like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
With the lady who was running away from nothing, but I almost like it freaked me out because I had to double check. But she was like running like something was after her, and she's like looking back at it and running and screaming.
Yeah.
But there was very clearly nothing at all behind her for a mile.
Yeah, no, this is a town where you just kind of pass by scenes in action.
Yeah.
Or like you like go to get gas, and then the gas station's having a shootout, and you're like,
we're
gonna go somewhere else.
You and I did that one time. That actually happened.
We were just trying to find a place to recycle. And that parking lot was having a cop standoff, and I'm like, we're gonna go to a different recycling place today.
Somebody pulled out a gun. There was a cop standoff in the parking lot of where I work.
Yeah.
The cops pulled out their gun in public in front of a bunch of people, and I made all my customers stay inside because it was very worrying.
I hate it here.
I do too.
I do not like it. And yeah, like I used to play Pokemon Go, and the variety of people that accost you when you're just outside makes you not really want to go outside anymore. It's like this. So I can buy the idea that this town just happening, but because I'm also primed for horror, I'm also just like, what if this is like a weird slow build shit's just going down kind of thing? Like the I think about like one of my favorite movies, Shaun of the Dead.
That is a great example of what you're talking about, where it's
like in that movie, the zombie apocalypse starts like the moment the movie starts, basically, but the characters continue to not notice it for like 2 or 3 days.
They make excuses for every person's actions. Where it's like, oh, those people are just dancing, or like, oh, that person must be sick because he's moaning.
You keep seeing hints of people behaving strange just behind them, or like they're making fun of that one, or like they're mocking that guy that's slowly walking down the road at night, and he just keeps moaning, and they're just fucking with that.
They think he's fucking drunk.
Yeah, they just think he's drunk. And they don't register that anything's wrong for like days.
It is very funny. I like that movie a lot.
And so like, I'm thinking that plus the fact that we're just like indoor forever. I'm like, who knows what's up really? Don't know. Sick, I guess. It's then that I remember the story Flynn had told us about Janice and her incidents.
Poor Janice.
Though I'm not going to bring that up because I'm sure that's what Leo's thinking as well. I'm not really hungry anyway. What was it you wanted to talk about? Leo swallows slowly, then looks down at the table. Look at that face. No. He's still wearing the anchor that has your name on it, which is a lot.
I might avoid him too, honestly.
That's a lot. So you probably know this whole thing didn't go as I'd planned. I look at the collection of condensation on his glass before I speak up. Yeah, sort of. Leo frowns, as if he'd hoped I would have tried to deny it. Well, it's mostly my fault. I should have done a better job at resolving shit. Now I frown. Hey. I wait until he takes his eyes off the table to look at me. You know, you're not our big brother anymore. Oops, sorry. He looks back down at the table. We're adults, believe it or not. We make our own decisions now. Everything we're doing right now is our decision. Our fault, not yours. Leo's eyes get shiny, but he smiles. Yeah, you're right. I guess I just want to go back. I just want to go back is all. Hey, we're still young. You're talking like my grandpa. Leo laughs and leans back. Mine too. Leo jerks his head, as if he just remembered something. So, what the hell happened between Jenna and Carl? I was actually hoping you could have told me about that. I have no idea. She keeps going on about him not participating. I told her it was fine, but she can't seem to let it go. She's fixated. I was gonna say, because Jenna was like very specifically super supportive and stuff with like TJ and stuff. Like she was like the caretaker person to an extent. Like she and Leo do versions of that. So that was like a lot. That was so much. Like, are you alright, buddy?
Well, that's why I was wondering if it had something to do with like their opposite upbringing in terms of like wealth and poverty. Like I think she has some weird issue with it specifically because Carl has opportunity but doesn't use it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, it's really weighing on Carl, I think. Leo swigs his milkshake, forgoing the straw. He wipes away the cream from his muzzle as he brings it back down onto the table with some resolve. Well, I'm not letting it end like this. Let what end like this? Our group. You realize this might be the last time we're all together. That sentence immediately forms a lump in my throat. Yeah. So I'm not gonna let it end like this. Flynn pissed at TJ, Jenna pissed at Carl, you and me. What do you mean by that, Leo?
Yeah, Leo.
He lets that hang, and when I don't say anything, he coughs. So, I planned something.
Another surprise birthday for Carl?
What? His hesitant tone is making me nervous. He looks me in the eye and squares his shoulders. We're going to the lake tomorrow. Oh. He lets that sink in as I turn his words over in my head. I had suspected this was what he was getting at. I consider my words for a moment, not wanting to say the wrong thing. I don't know if that's... Leo puts up a paw. I've thought this over real hard, Chase. That day, what happened to Sydney, it fucked us all up, changed us all. Not for the better, either. It took something from us. Leo pauses, looking to the side as if searching for words. Flynn, Sydney was his best friend. And Carl, he's been depressed ever since. I feel the need to speak up. I don't know if you can pin all of that on what happened. Maybe we would have turned out the same. He presses on. TJ? He saw Sydney die, saw him drown. Can you imagine that at 8 years old? And Jenna, has she ever been happy since? I shake my head. I always felt like that experience helped her in a weird way. She decided to go to school, leave Echo. He doesn't seem to be listening to me. And you. I love you, but you did change that day it happened. You're practically a different person. I don't have anything to say to that. And me, His voice catches in his throat and I close my eyes. Leo. I was supposed to be watching all of you. I was supposed to take care of... Leo stops talking and I keep my eyes on the table while he grabs one of the brown napkins and wipes his eyes. When he speaks again, his voice is thick and cracks with emotion. His parents never said, but they trusted me with Sydney, and I think they blamed me. No, Leo. He falls silent. For a while we both sit there and share the feeling of being weighed down by 11 years of baggage. A good 5 minutes go by, Leo staring at the window. The afternoon sun turns his normally red fur almost orange. We can't do this anymore, and this might be our last chance to find some kind of closure. I take a deep breath, swallowing past the lump. Okay. He looks up at me, relief all over his face. So you'll go? I smile reassuringly at him. Of course. Have you told anyone else? He lowers his ears. No. Oh, God. Are you going to tell them? I don't know. Leo. He does a signature shrug, paws out. I really don't know how else to get them to go. And there's no way this isn't going to be a disaster. Hey, we gotta try. He's gonna just, drive them all there? And be like, hi, we're at the lake now.
Oh gosh, I can't imagine this going well.
Flynn didn't respond well to being on the river.
Like, yeah, even remotely close.
That's what caused this. I guess. So can you bring Carl with you? I think for a moment. Oh shit, Carl has an interview. What time? 10, I think. Well, we'll plan around it. Text me the actual time, okay? Anyway, I invited you here to talk about more than shitty stuff.
Music.
I'm here to kiss.
Yeah, so music's upticking a little bit.
I think this contextualizes why Jenna never didn't hang out with Chase. Because, yeah, they both went to college and they both left, but also, like, Jenna probably doesn't want to remember anything about Echo or connections to it because of how shitty her home life was and the thing that happened with Sydney. So it's like, it's easier just to forget about Chase and immerse yourself in a new life and just go on.
No, that makes perfect sense, honestly.
Yep. I'm also just thinking, like, this group of people, I don't think they were ever very good friends. Like, even at their supposed peak, it's like they were just the only young people that were around each other at some point in their life. That's kind of what I was saying
last time, because I can't...
Yeah.
I don't think they mesh well in terms of personality. Like, and maybe a person could argue that like makes it work, but I don't think it does. I don't get that vibe that it was working too good.
They're just a bunch of fucking like animorphs or whatever. Like they just happened to all be at the same time in the same place at the same time for like some kind of like inciting incident that like trapped them together, kind of, which was this like the fact that they were together for this tragedy.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like you want to still be friends after that. Like I think you always have like some sort of weird connection with these individuals, but like
yeah,
when I think back to like my friend group in high school, there are people that I still hang out with and talk to and visit every once in a while. But everyone who didn't mesh well with me fell to the wayside as the friend group got smaller and smaller, as if it was hurtling through space with debris falling off the sides of a spaceship, where it's like the core components are there, but it's like there's a lot of people I really didn't need, and so you don't keep those people around if you don't need them. Yeah, because it's hard enough to keep a connection with people from like high school or younger kid school that takes so much effort and bandwidth that it's like you don't got room for all the people, especially if you don't like have a big spot in your heart for them. Like I only have room for like 3. Like and I had a lot of friends in high school. I wasn't like popular, but I was popular. Like I was cool. As y'all can tell.
It's a weird thing where like you don't want to be lonely or whatever, but like you kind of just like hang out with some of the handful of people that do exist around you. And then, yeah, like a lot of those friendships just disappear the moment that's not the convenient thing you're just in all the time. So, like, within a year of college, I had lost probably basically every friendship from high school. And then, yeah, like I'm not in touch with anybody from college anymore either. It's just completely different people.
Well, I don't have the luxury of like liking my family, so it's like to be fair,
like a weirdo.
I know, right? Like no one likes their family, but I actually like my family. So it's like I will hang out with them. It's like that's enough, honestly. Like I could do with very little. I really like living with all you guys because it gives me like if I want interaction, I can just go downstairs and say hi to somebody. But I also don't have to. It makes my life convenient. So when other people want to like do stuff with me, it takes me a lot more effort because I'm like, man, I have to leave the house for this. Like
yeah. We just get all the time, Stephanie.
Yeah, you get pajamas. Pajamas
and coffee creamer, Stephanie.
Yeah, that's definitely...
Coffee creamer with a hint of coffee.
Coffee mate, like giant jugs. The 2-pack of the giant jugs from Costco, Stephanie.
You regularly handle corpses, and that's the grossest thing you do. Is the fucking coffee creamer. I'm just like, oh my god.
I mean, I don't work at a morgue or anything. I just have a lot of dead animals I keep. Yeah. So
it's just like what?
Just like, for reference, everyone. I'm
if
not
there's like if there's like a spoonful too much coffee creamer in my coffee, I feel sick soon afterwards. Like I've made this is like dangerous. Like it's bad for me.
Mine's chalky milk.
And you're just like, let's go.
I told you my dentist was like, wow, your teeth are so white. You must not drink coffee. And I'm like, I do. It's just basically is not the color of coffee when I drink it.
It's just encased in this.
I don't get coffee stains. I might get cavities, but I won't get coffee stains. So got you on that.
Anyway, stuff that's not shitty.
Yes, sorry.
What have you been up to the past 3 years? And so we talk for the next 2 hours, catching up on everything. It feels good, and I regret not spending more time with Leo this past week. Whoa!
Ooh, beautiful!
As we part in the small parking lot, Leo surprises me with a hug. I have a good feeling about this. It'll be hard, but we'll be better for it. I hug back, hoping with all my heart that he's right. No.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck? Saturday's night's alright for fighting. Sad little action and we're all gonna die. that was a weird, creepy hallway. What?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Is that in his house?
If it is, like, damn, Carl, your house is actually gigantic.
Oh, he's got a top-down shower. Look at that.
I thought this was a hotel.
Is it?
I don't know anymore. No, but they have the cups upside down on the counter. That's a hotel thing.
Are they using a picture of a hotel but pretending that it's Carl's bathroom?
Because they put a little paper thing on it so that way you don't get germs in your cup.
Yeah, and then there's all the folded towels, which is not what anyone... No real person has their towels folded like that on a weird rack, or having them all be white.
Unless you have, like, a maid, which is, you know, maybe.
But this is too nice of a shower for the motel we saw.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that motel. If it's that motel,
No.
I'm calling BS.
That's why I think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Carl's bathroom, but it's you know, whoopsie doodle. Anyway,